Hello guys, my name is Desmond and I welcome you to my lesson for today where we'll be looking at trigonometry. So ladies and gentlemen, please do allow me to say it is very much important that I say it is very much important because what I'm about to say it's massively. Hey, massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. Cindy, by so saying, please make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, you learn something new. Very much important over there. So ladies and gentlemen, as I've indicated over there, in today's lesson we'll be concluding on this chapter. But what I would like to do is just to give a very quick summary of what we have learned and also just a quick summary of the introduction that I did on Monday. And most importantly, we will do one of the past questions as we conclude today's lesson. So what I would like to take you through is three of these things: the area rule, the sine rule, and the cosine rule. So good people, I want you guys to be aware that we've got what we call a triangle. What is a triangle? A triangle has got 3 points, 3 sides, and 3 angles. So it's all about having 3 things. What is a point? There it's a point, there it's a point, there it's a point. And we've got the sides being that side number 2, side number 3. And most importantly, a triangle has got 1, 2, 3 interior angles. And something that you need to be aware of is that the angles inside a triangle, for example, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, the sum of these angles equate to 180 degrees. So that means angle number 1, when you add it with angle number 2 plus angle number 3, the sum of the angles inside a triangle, they sum up to 180 degrees. So this is a formula on its own, of which in some instances, examiner would ask you a question where they need you to apply this formula. And remember, guys, this formula, it's not given in the answer sheet. You just need to be aware at all times that when you add the interior angles of a triangle, they add up to 180 degrees. So this is just a triangle. So obviously we've been dealing with just a triangle and a right angled triangle. What are the difference between the two? Ladies and gentlemen, we've always been saying that you see a right angled triangle by seeing that sign of 90 degrees. Very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. Both of these are triangles, but this one is special in a sense that it has a 90-degree angle. So how do you know if a triangle is a right angled triangle? You can know in 2 ways. The first way, that's if you see that sign of 90 degree. And the second way, that's if in the statement, maybe they mention to say, let's say point A, point B, point C. Or maybe they just draw something similar to that. Let's say this is D, this is E, this is F. Then in the statement, somehow they mention to say angle E in triangle DEF is equals to 90 degrees, which means they did not draw that sign, but because of the statement says, then it means we can confidently draw it or leave it as it is. But at the back of our mind, we do know very well that that point is actually a 90-degree angle over there. Here comes a question. Why is it necessary for us to know if a triangle, it is just a triangle or it is a right angled triangle? Good people, the reason to that, it is because when you are dealing with a right angled triangle, to solve problems related to a right angled triangle, you can use the trigonometric ratios. What are the trigonometric ratios? Is your sine being opposite over hypotenuse? Is your cos being adjacent over your hypotenuse? You can use tan being opposite over adjacent. You remember, guys, in addition to this, you can also use the theorem of Pythagoras. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. So only if, listen very carefully, only in capital letters, only if you are dealing with a right angled triangle, good people, you can use these tools to solve any question related to a triangle, which is a right angled triangle. Guys, before I move on to just a triangle, did you guys understand what I've explained in relation to a right angled triangle? Can someone indicate if that made sense?
It made sense, sir.
Okay, 100%. Cindy, in addition to what I've just explained regarding a right angled triangle, what you also need to know is that a right angled triangle has got special names given to sides. So this side has got a special name. This side has got a special name. This side has got a special name. But be careful of something. If you are given, let me maybe draw it in a funny way in which they normally bring it in exams. It could be something similar to that. And then you've got a 90-degree over there. So because I see that, then this is a right angled triangle, which means I can use any of this to solve for questions related to that. So now I know very well that the longest side opposite to the 90-degree angle is what we call the hypotenuse. Cindy, we know very well that on a right angled triangle, trias, we've got hypotenuse, we've got adjacent, we've got another side called opposite. So you cannot tell which side between these two is adjacent and which side is opposite. Why? Because you do not know where is the reference angle. You can't just decide to say this is adjacent and therefore this is opposite. Similarly over there, you cannot say this is adjacent and this is opposite. Obviously, this side is hypotenuse because it's opposite to the 90-degree angle. But the moment we say the angle theta is there, then you now have reference angle. So this is the side which is adjacent to the angle. This is the side which is opposite to the angle. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. The moment we say angle A, this is therefore the reference angle, which means this is the side which is adjacent to the angle, and this is the side which is opposite to the angle. But now, if that angle, it is no longer there, and it is now placed, let's say, there, then it changes. Our reference angle, it is there, which means this side, it is the one which is adjacent to the reference angle. So the hypotenuse does not change. It is at all times opposite to the 90-degree angle. What changes is the adjacent and the opposite. It all depends on the reference angle. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So grade 10s, grade 11s, grade 12s, that's all that you need to be aware of regarding a right angle, the triangle. So now, please do allow me to talk all that is related to just a triangle. How do I notice I'm dealing with just a triangle? It is just a triangle, ladies and gentlemen, with no that sign of 90-degree angle. Even though this triangle looks as if this is the 90-degree angle, but if examiner do not say point, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let's say E, F, G. This is now triangle E, F, G. If examiner does not say at point E or angle E is 90-degree, we cannot make an assumption that this is a right angled triangle, even though it looks like this forms an angle of 90-degree angle. The reason to that is that it may look like it's 90-degree, but you find that this angle is actually 89, which is closer to 90. And for that reason, you cannot use the sine, cos, tan, or theorem of Pythagoras. Now I'm done with a right angled triangle. Let's now focus on just a triangle. Something that I think is worth mentioning, guys, this formula applies to all triangles, even this one. That means it has to be 90 plus whatever angle, the sum is 180. So this formula applies to just a triangle and also a right angled triangle. Okay, so now in this case, where you are dealing with just a triangle, remember, the capital letter can refer to that angle being a angle E. So that means the side which is opposite to that angle in capital letters, it is small letter E. Here we've got angle F, which means the side opposite to that, it is small letter f. Here we've got an angle being angle G. The side opposite to that, it is G, small letter G. Very, very much important, ladies. So in this case where you are not dealing with a right angled triangle, they may also request you to calculate three things. In most cases, they might want you to calculate the sides. Examiner might want you to calculate angle or angles. Good people, they might want you to calculate the area. Same questions may be asked for a right angled triangle. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, as I've explained, when it comes to right angle to triangle, you only use the trig ratios, being the sine, the cos, tan, or the theorem of Pythagoras. But here, you do not use the trig ratios nor theorem of Pythagoras. We use the cosine rule, the sine rule, and the area rule, which is what I taught you guys in detail on Monday's lesson. And remember, that lesson was recorded. It's available on YouTube. So you can just make sure to catch up on that lesson. Very, very much important, ladies. So now, let me remove all of this and quickly take you through all that you need to know regarding these rules. Let's say we've got just a triangle having point A, point B, point C. Maybe let's start with the area rule. So I've said this is where the area of a triangle comes from. It started as an area being equals to breadth multiplied by height. Breadth being this side, and then the height being that side. But now, the moment we cut this rectangle in two equal halves, so can you see, we no longer have a rectangle, but we have that shape which looks like a triangle because it has 1, 2, 3 sides. Or otherwise, that part at the top which looks like that. So can you see, this is half. That is why on the formula we've got half. So that is why on the formula of the area of a triangle, we've got half breadth times height. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, because it is not at all times where a triangle will be in this manner, where you've got a 90-degree over there. Sometimes it could be something similar to that, where there is no 90-degree angle, just like that example over there. That is why we therefore enhance this formula by multiplying by the sine of an angle. So this is a complete formula, or the general formula for the area of a triangle. You just need to be careful of what exactly is that angle over there, because they might give you an angle there and say, this is what? This is 31 degrees. This is alpha. Let's say maybe this is 14, just as an example. And maybe they give you that side and they say it is 14 centimeters, and they also give you this side and say it is 7 centimeters. So now the question would be, if you were to substitute there in order for you to calculate the area of that triangle, assuming that this is your B, this is your H, but now between 13 and 14 degrees, which angle are you therefore going to substitute there? Which is something that I'm hoping to teach you shortly. Just be careful of that angle, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very much important over there. Okay, so now let's see. If you are given a triangle, let's say something similar to that. You are given this as 20 units, let's say 20 meters, and this as, let's say, what is it? Should I say 21 centimeters, and the angle, let's say 37 degrees over there. When you use this formula for the area rule, you must have the side and the side and the angle in between the two sides. Which means if I had to calculate the area of this triangle, if I have that side, which is that one, and I also have this side, the angle that I must substitute over there, it has to be an angle between the two sides, which means I cannot use that angle because it is not between the two sides. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So that means I'll need to know that angle. That's how you use the area rule to calculate the area of a triangle. For example, let's say on this triangle, we've got 14 kilometers, and then we have, let's say, 10 kilometers, and then this side, we have, let's say, 12 kilometers. And then they give you an angle over there to say this is 41 degrees, and they say this is 37 degrees, and this angle they say is angle alpha. If the question says calculate the area, what you know is that you must have a side and a side and an angle in between. Very, very much important. So now, if you want to use this angle, that means you are going to use this side and that side. If you want to use this angle, you must therefore use that side and that side. If you want to use this angle, you must therefore use that side and that side. That's what you substitute on this formula. Ladies and gentlemen, before I move on to the sine rule, is there someone who's got a question before I move on to the next part of the lesson? Or is everyone happy with what I've just explained up to this point?
Yes, so we understand.
Last one to confirm.
I understand.
Okay, 100%. So now, quickly, let's move on to the next part of our lesson for today. Again, we have just a triangle. Very, very much. So now, let's say this is A, this is B. Remember, I've just explained all that you needed to know regarding the area rule. So now, let's move on to the sine rule. The sine rule, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to that, you need to understand that when you are given a triangle, this angle is angle A. The side opposite to that angle is small letter A, or otherwise you can call it as capital letter BC, one and the same thing, which means there we've got angle C, the side it is going to be small letter C, or otherwise you can say is AB. Similarly, with angle B, this side it is going to be small letter b, or otherwise AC. So here is what the sine rule says. Remember, guys, it's a rule, which means that is how it is. When you apply it as a rule. So it simply says, remember, is the sine rule. That is why we are going to have trig ratio of sine. Let's follow alphabetical order and say sine of angle A, being angle A, over the opposite side being small letter A. It is equals to sine of angle B. Remember, I said let's follow the alphabetical order. This is going to be over the opposite side being small letter b. Again, This is equals to sine of angle C over, what is it? The opposite sign being small letter c. This is what is given to you in the formula sheet during your exams. You therefore need to understand this so that you can be able to apply it. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you are calculating the angle, or examiner wants you to calculate the angle, have your sine angle as the denominator. Otherwise, if they want you to calculate the side, have your side as the denominator and then write this as the denominator. It makes no difference, ladies and gentlemen. This is still equals to small letter c, angle C. You will see as we solve the questions that it makes perfect sense to write the formula to suit what you want to achieve. So let's quickly check something, ladies and gentlemen. So normally this formula is being used to find the angle in a triangle which is not a right angled triangle. I'm not sure. The sine rule is as easy as you understand it. What complicates things is how examiner asks questions, which is what I've been teaching you guys throughout the week, of which towards the end of today's lesson, we'll just do a very quick last question. And then from there, starting from tomorrow, we will be starting a complete new chapter, of which I would like for you guys not to miss that lesson, because once you miss an introduction, you might fall behind when we solve for question papers, because you wouldn't understand exactly what we'll be doing. But the good thing is that all these lessons are being recorded, so you can always catch up before you attend the next lesson. Remember, guys, the lesson which was recorded yesterday, it's going to be playing exactly at 10 o'clock on my YouTube channel, of which you just need your headset and a glass of water to join the lesson. So just in case if you are new or you missed my lesson for yesterday, 10 o'clock, I'll send a link in the group. You'll just click on the link and then you catch up. So it's all related to what we are doing today. So I'm not sure. Anyone who's got a question before I move on to the cosine rule? Or was everything clear? Shreyas, are you happy there?
Yes, sir.
Determination. Honze go ya yang ka for Northwest. See, the right. Cindy, can we move on to the sine rule? Do you allow me to move on to the sine rule?
Yes, may move on.
Okay. So now, quickly, let's try to move on to the next part of our lesson. So the cosine rule, maybe let me draw a triangle in this manner. Okay, here comes a question. Guys, is this just a triangle or is it a right angled triangle? Whatever answer that you provide, you can just give a reason. So remember, guys, you just mention your name and I will recognize you, honorable member. What is this, guys? Or should I choose Musketeer? Lungu lungu. O batla go lela le nna lungu lungu?
Sir,
A o batle re bolela?
ha se re ka bua.
A re bue, go etsagalang fo?
It's just a triangle, sir. Because
O sure?
90. Yes, sir.
Why?
90-degree sine.
Okay. If 190-degree sine, what does it mean to us as a mathematician?
It means we can use area rule, sine rule, and cosine rule.
And again, it means we cannot use what?
The trig ratios and Pythagoras theorem.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what I expected from you guys in response to my question. So now, let's quickly try to move on to the cosine rule. Okay, so let's see. The cosine rule has got its own way of interpretation, but most importantly, it doesn't change that always when you have a triangle, the opposite side, it is small letter of that point. So that means here is capital letter B, the side is that. Here is capital letter C, the small letter C. So these are the angles. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, the cosine rule, it is mostly used to calculate the sides. So it's more like the sine rule. It was actually designed to calculate the side. The angle. But the cosine rule, it was actually designed to calculate the sides of a triangle. And this is how the formula is structured. You tell me, which side should I use to formulate the cosine rule or the cosine formula for the cosine rule? Which side would you like for me to start with? Anyone to choose?
AC, yeah. AC.
So, okay, let's talk, Cindy. How many sides are we having there?
We're having 3 sides.
We have 3 sides. So that means we are going to have 3 formulas. But now we need to start with one side. Which one or which side are you choosing, Cindy?
I'm choosing AC.
Oh, side AC. So, good people, can you see that a side can be represented in capital letter AC or otherwise as small letter B? So now, let's see. This is the side that we want to calculate. So, this is what the cosine rule says, Cindy. The cosine rule says, if you want to calculate this side being AC, let's maybe call it small letter b. So this is the side that we want to calculate. Nay. So this side, it is actually equals to this side being what? A C. So you can just say C squared. And you add it with this side. So that means it's going to be plus a squared. Therefore, you minus 2 of these sides. So by off, I mean you multiply by C, you multiply by A. Because this is the cosine rule that we are dealing with, Cindy, it is going to be cos there, but it's going to be cos of angle. Which angle is it going to be? It is going to be the angle opposite to the side that you are calculating, meaning it is going to be opposite to this side being angle B. So that is how you formulate for the cosine. Guys, I experienced a network pothole. I'm just not sure if you guys can be able to clearly see. And again, if you can clearly hear me when I speak. Can someone confirm before I continue?
I can see.
Is it better now, Shreyas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cindy, are you happy there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which other side would you like for us to use? Let's see. Shravan, how is it going there, Mr. Ragunanan?
Yes, sir. Everything is
Are you
fine,
okay
sir.
there?
Yes, sir.
Are you following there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Amogelang, since your name starts with letter A, let's maybe formulate for that A. So if we are calculating for this side, so that means it is going to be A squared being equals to which other sides are we've got that side and that side. Maybe alphabetically, let's start with B plus C. Remember the squared. So it's going to be minus 2 BC multiplied by cos of that same or the angle which is opposite to that side. So this is how you formulate for the other side. So now, obviously, for C, it is therefore going to be this side squared being equals to this and that. So it's going to be A squared plus B squared minus 2AB multiplied by cos of angle C. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, that you fully understand that. When you are looking for the side, you must be having this sides and also an angle in between. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So it's almost as if for the area rule, the sine rule, and the cosine rule, the principle is almost the same in a sense that when you use this angle, consider the opposite side. When you use this angle, consider the opposite side. That angle, consider the opposite side. Very, very much important. So do you guys understand this formula before we now try to answer this question for today's lesson? Are you guys happy there with all of that?
Yes, sir. I'm happy.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, 100%. So I hope you guys did notice that a question paper was sent in the group, of which that is what I would like for us to quickly do. So I'm just going to remove all of these, then I'll bring my other board where I've drawn this diagram, which is what we are having in the group. So I'm just going to quickly read through the givens. I'm just not sure if it's blurry, guys, but I'm hoping you guys can be able to see what I'll be reading there. So this is one of the previous question papers, guys, of which I would like for us to quickly go through and try to check if all that I've explained can be applied on this question paper. Question number 7, it says, in triangle PQR. Hey, can you guys guess what just happened? Maybe before I get my external light, let me just say, in case if I start to break or otherwise, if something happens, just be aware that the network is gone. But let me just try to quickly get. Are you not experiencing load shedding on your side, guys? Or is it only me?
Electricity just came back here.
Also on your side. Who's speaking there?
Cindy.
Hey, Cindy. Are you also around Pretoria? But Cindy's in KZN.
No, I'm KZN.
Yes. I know that you're in KZN. So also the electricity gone.
Yes, it just came back.
Okay. Let's just hope. Let's just hope the network doesn't go away. I'm just not sure. Are you now able to see good people? Can you see now?
Sir.
Okay, 100%. So let's see. Question number 7. It says in triangle PQR. There's P, there's Q. No, there's P, there's Q, there's R. Yes. QR, where's QR? There's QR, they say 3 units. PR is equals to X, there's PR, X units, and then PQ, where's PQ? Oh, there's PQ is equals to 2X units. And when something is written like this, guys, as PQR, and then the letter in between, it has got a smaller thing there. This means in triangle PQR, angle Q, it is the one which is equals to theta. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now we've got some questions that we need to attend to. So I would still ask the same question to say, what are we dealing with over there? One would say, this is just a triangle. Why? Because we do not see a 90-degree sign, or otherwise we were not told that this is a right-angled triangle. Therefore, questions related to this would mean we can use the area rule if they want us to calculate the area, or otherwise the sine rule or the cosine rule. Very, very much important, ladies. So that means we cannot use the theorem of Pythagoras. We cannot use the trig ratios. The trigonometric ratios are sine, cos, and tan. And we've got what we call the reciprocals. The reciprocals being cosec, sec, and cot. So let's see. The first question, which is allocated 3 marks, they say, show that cos theta is equals to x squared plus 3 over 4x. Yo. 7.1. Let me just quickly write it there. Cindy, bathi sibonise ukuthi ucos theta ulingana no x squared plus 3 over Remember, all over a 4x. Cindy, lenkinga le sizoyiqathulula kanjani lenkinga le? Uyazi mina ngazi ngiyazibuza ukuthi sizoyiqathulula kanjani le ndaba le. Guys, how are we going to approach this one? It's just given 3 marks. Balega, 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 ngenyawo zobili. Balega, balega, bal. Shreyas, did you baleg as well? You guys like balegging when you did not baleg. Balega, ngenyawo zobili. Kutiwa, when days are dark, especially during this time of load shedding, you guys, what do they say? When days are dark, friends are few. Let me check my friends here. Spiwo, are you not my friend? Babu Zwan. To me, kano karwan tano hela mamotlana. Tumza. Okay, let's try something, guys. So, in a situation where you are dealing with this type of a question, where they say, show that cos angle is equals to the whole of that. This is what you ask yourself. Is this a right-angled triangle? No. That means I cannot use the sine, cos, tan, or theorem of Pythagoras, which means I can use the 3 rules. But let's try out something, guys. What 3 rules are we having? Do you guys not agree that we've got the area rule, we've got the sine rule, we've got the cos rule? Do you guys agree with me on that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you please repeat?
So what I was saying is, you are in exam, they give you this question, then you ask yourself a question. Are you dealing with a triangle? If an answer to that question is a big yes, then ask yourself this question. Are you dealing with just a triangle, or are you dealing with a right-angled triangle? So we are confident that we are not dealing with a right-angled triangle, which means we cannot use the sine, cos, tan, or theorem of Pythagoras to approach questions related to that triangle. So also, since we are not going to be using those, that means we've got no other option but to use these 3 rules. So my question was that, do you guys agree that we've got the area rule, sine rule, and cos rule?
Yes.
Okay. Then this is how you approach this question, guys. what we are dealing with here, is it related to area? No, it's not related to area. So let's maybe scratch the area rule, because we know how the area rule looks like. And also, it cannot be that this is related to the area rule. So you are now left with the sine rule or the cos rule. So according to you guys, what do you think could be the relevant rule that can be applied in this question based on what you are seeing over there? I think it now makes things better now. What can you guys say?
So I think we should try the sine rule.
The what?
The sine rule.
The sine rule. Okay. Why the sine rule, honorable member?
And then what is going on? I think we're gonna try the sine rule so that maybe we could just cross multiply.
Oh, it's determination. Okay. So determination, thanks for that input. So we've got someone saying the sine rule because we can cross multiply. Another one to give it a try. Mm-hmm. Why the cosine rule, Doomsa?
So we have two sides and an angle.
So she's saying we've got two sides and again we've got an angle. Okay. Let's see. I'm just not sure who to respond to first, but maybe let's say this is what I would say from my side. I would say I cannot consider the sine rule because what we are proving has got cos. Can you guys see that what we are proving has got cos? Between these two formulae, which one has got cos? Is it not the cosine rule formula? And
It
also,
is.
ladies and gentlemen, also remember, if you have more sides, consider using the cosine rule, because the cosine rule deals with three sides and just one angle. If you have too many angles or more angles, consider using the sine rule, because the sine rule has got more angles in the formula. Less sides are required as compared to the cosine rule. So let's try to use the cosine rule and see how far we can go with that. But Doomsday and termination, do you see how you approach this type of a problem based on the reasoning? Did you guys understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. I hope everyone else is happy with that. Remember, guys, in case if there's something which you do not understand, feel free to interrupt me before I even go deeper. You can just ask a question before I go deep. So let's see. Because now we have that angle. That means we have this size and we might formulate as if we are calculating for that side. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, this side being PR squared will be equals to, you can maybe just say PQ squared plus a QR squared, that side and that side. obviously it's going to be minus. Just make sure to know this formula by heart, because it is going to save you a lot of time in exam where you don't need to spend much of your time trying to find the formula. So can you see? It is the side and the angle in between. And most importantly, that's when we calculate for this side. So let's try to substitute and see how far we can go. We've got x squared being that side. What is PR? Let's see. No, PQ. There's PQ is 2x. Remember, all of that being squared. Plus, what is QR? Is it not 3, guys? QR is 3. Can you guys see? Minus 2 into, obviously, 2x, and also multiplying by 3, multiplied by cos of angle. I'm not sure. Are you guys happy with all of that?
So I'm happy with that.
Okay, 100%. So now let's try to work it out. So we have got x squared, of which we cannot further simplify that. But remember, always when you've got an equation, you always want to start working out the fractions. The brackets. So that is where the smoke is. You need to sort it out before it starts the fire that you can control. Something that you need to be very careful of, guys. You remember the laws of exponents. They say you must square that and also square that, which means you've got 2 squared. Is it not 4, guys? I think 2 squared is 4, but remember, you also square that letter. So it seems like we've got what is it? 4x squared plus let's see, this one, is it not 9, guys? I think it's 9. Minus, what is this times that? Is it not 4, guys? I think it's 4. But remember, it is therefore going to be 4 times 3. Will it not be 12x multiplied by cos of angle? I'm just not sure if there's someone who's got a question on that.
I have a question, sir. How did we get 12x?
How did we get 12x? Okay, so it's more like we are having that minus 2 multiplying 2x multiplying 3. So it's more like we say 2 times that. This is 4x, then multiplied by 3. 4 times 3, or did I get it wrong? Isn't 4 times 3 12? Let me just quickly check. Can someone just confirm on their calculator? I think it's 12. Is it not 12, guys?
It is 12.
Oh, okay. So does it now make sense? Are you happy there with that one?
Yes, I'm happy, sir.
Okay. So now let's try to continue and see how far we can go with that. Let's see. Let me just remove all of this. Let me remove all of that. Let's see. So what are we going to do? Remember, what we're trying to prove is more like we have to make cos angle the subject of the formula. Why not try to move everything to one side, guys, where we have, let's say, x squared minus 4x squared. We also minus that 9, and then this is equals to negative 12x multiplied by cos of angle. I'm not sure. Are we still together there, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, we are still together, ne? Okay. Sorry, is there someone who wants to ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Negative 12x. Why didn't we move it to, or we didn't move negative 12x because we have a times there.
Sure. She's breaking. Did someone hear what honorable member is saying there? She's breaking, guys. Mhm.
I think she said, why didn't you move that negative 12x to the other side?
Oh, okay. No, I get your question. So remember, you have three terms. This is a term on its own. This is a term on its own. This negative 12 is attached to cos x. This is a term on its own. For you to remove that one, you remove it by dividing by negative 12x, and you do not transpose it. So it's more like you have
Yes,
2x
that's what I
being equals to
understand.
4. You get it now?
I get it.
Why am I struggling to hear honorable member there? Who's speaking? Is it determination? But did she say she understand? Did you say you understand that part?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. 100%. I was about to say, 3 years, fill in the missing word. You get it. If you don't get it,
Forget about it.
forget about it. Okay. So now, let's see. What are we now having there? See, now things are getting a bit tricky now. Things are getting a bit tricky now. But can you guys see that we actually have one x squared that we can minus 4x squared? I'm just not sure if you guys are able to see. We've got 1 cap, we minus it with 4 caps. We therefore have negative 3 caps. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see over there. I'm not sure. Do you guys agree with me on that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then in that case, ladies and gentlemen, because we just want to have cos angle on one side, why not divide by exactly negative 12x? Remember, whatever you do on the other side, you also do on the other side. So that means on both sides we divide by negative. But why did we divide by negative 12x? It's because we wanted to cancel it so that we just remain with cos angle. Can you now see that we are closer to what we are proving? We just need to work out that part. So here, let's see. It seems like there's something that we can take out as common factor, guys. I'm just not sure if you guys are able to see. Do you guys see that we can actually take out negative 3 as common factor, and we end up having x squared plus 3 over negative 12x? I'm not sure. Are you guys able to see that?
May you please repeat, sir?
Okay. Let me maybe remove all of this. Remove all of this. So what I was saying there, honorable member, is that we have got a common factor there and there being 3. 3 goes into 3, it also goes into 9. Let's maybe take it out as common factor. So we take it out as negative 3. Because there we have negative 3. Also in here we can have negative 3. So that means we remain with x squared plus 3. So remember, when you take out something as common factor, it should be such that when you take it in reverse and say this times that, it has to take you back to that. When you say this times that, it has to take you back to that. I'm not sure if you are able to see that one, honorable member.
Yes, I do, sir.
Why kushisha no?
Yes, I
Remember,
understand.
at the bottom, we still have that negative 12. And this now equals to cos x. So now, a 3 goes once into a 3 or into negative 3. And it goes how many times? 4 times into 12. So it's more like now we are actually remaining with, I just don't have enough space there, but I'm not sure if you guys are able to notice that. We therefore remain with x squared plus 3 over 4x, which is equals to cos of that. I'm not sure. Am I losing you guys there? Or are we still together? Hey, someone is speaking, but I can't hear, guys. What's your point of order, honorable member?
Can you please the part that you were canceling?
Oh, the cancelling part. Okay. I think I might need to remove. I might need to remove all of this. Maybe, guys, please allow me to remove all of this. Then I'll quickly redo it up to that stage where she's got a question. I think this time around, I want to try and make it easier for everyone to understand, such that I'll be dealing with positive values. Okay, so we have that, nothing we can do. So let me just write it as that. This is equals to that by that, we said is 4, and then we've got that by that being x squared. Plus, this is 9 minus, we said this times this is 4, 4 times that is 12. Therefore, we've got 12x cos of angle theta. Okay, so now let me try to rearrange everything such that now this term is on the other side, because there where we are proving a cos angle is on the left side. So that means I'll need to move all of this to the left side. So it changes the sign. It becomes 12 cos of angle being equals to, remember, I had this thing on the left side. So I'm going to move it to the right side. But already I've got I've got 4x squared. I also have plus 9. I just move this one to the other side. It becomes that. So I still have this, remember. I still have this on the other side. All that I need to do is to say, ke na le diterebe tse 4, ke nyakontsha terebe e 1. How many terebes? Am I not having 3 terebes? Remember, we still have that, which is a number that you cannot work it out with the terebes. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, remember, what I want to do, guys, is to remove everything associated to that, because what I'm proving is that I've got these being equals to everything. So that means everything has to be on the right side, but on the left, I just need to remain with cos. That is why I'm going to divide by 12. Remember, The reason why I'm doing this is so that I can remove it. Whatever that you do on the left, you do on the right. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, can you guys see that I'm remaining with cos angle? I'm closer now. This is equal to, hey, can you guys see that here I've got values, but they don't look like that. But I can manipulate these values mathematically such that it takes me to that. Remember, 3 goes once into 3, it goes 3 times into 9. So that means 3, it's a common factor because it goes into 3 and 9. I just remembered something, guys. Do you guys see that here it's actually 12x and not just 12? So quickly, let me update that. I'm sure someone noticed they were just waiting for me to get to that stage where honorable member asked a question. So that means here we are having 12x. So that's why you divide by 12x. Remember, guys, very, very much important that you are able to notice your mistake. I wasn't going to notice this mistake if I wasn't proving. But now, because I'm proving and I know how my final answer should look like, I'm able to notice that I made a mistake somewhere. Which means if you rush in exam, you are most likely to make mistakes, guys. Can you see based on what I've done? I made that silly mistake because I'm trying to be quick on this question. Which means try to move at a moderate pace. Do not only write the whole question paper in exam. On your own, just take a previous question paper, start from question 1 until the last question. Do what you can, skip what you can do, just so that you have an understanding of how much time you should spend on each question, so that in exam you are able to notice if you're wasting some time, because you do not only fail because you did not understand what was in the question paper or what was asked, but you fail because you spend too much time on one question, trying to get it correctly, trying to understand sometimes most of you guys, when you enjoy that specific question, you spend too much time on it because you want to perfection it. You write nicely and slowly so that you maximum marks on it. But the time is ticking, the clock is ticking. So just make sure, guys, that you don't spend too much time on each question. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now we end up having, remember, we took out that, so we end up having 3 into x squared plus 3. So that means when you say this times that, it has to take you back to this time a over 12x. So remember, guys, for someone who might not be understanding this, it's because you missed some important information of factorization, which is only being taught in grade 10. So if you did not learn all that you needed to learn in grade 10, you need to get a grade 10 study guide. It's there in the library. Just go through it and study the basics. In that way, you won't struggle in class in understanding this type of questions or anything related to this. But if you don't go back to grade 10, you will always not understand the mathematical procedure. Therefore, you won't enjoy math lessons. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm not sure. Here, what I did, honorable member, is to know that when you punch 3 over 12 on a calculator, it gives you 1 over 4. So now it is 1 multiplied by that, it is just x squared. 1 multiplied by that, it is just plus 3 over, we said it's 1 over 4. So there we've got 4, there is the x. So that's what I tried to do when I said, what is it? 12x and all of that. So I was saying 3 goes once in itself, and then it goes 4 times in into 12. That's why we end up having that invisible 1 over 4. And then this 1 times that, it ends up being just x squared. 1 times that, it ends up being 3. That is going to be over 4x. Anything multiplied by 1 is anything. I'm not sure, honorable member, are you guys following what I'm saying there, or am I losing you guys? Do you guys receive? Are you guys receiving
I
there?
receive.
Yes, sir.
Cindy has received. Is everyone else receiving there?
Yes, sir.
I'm just not hoping the honorable member who asked that question also received. Just make sure, honorable member, that still, if you don't understand, make sure to ask the question. Very, very much. So now, do you guys allow me to move to the next question? I think we can move to the next question, guys. I think we can move confidently to the next question. So what do? It means I might need to remove all of this. Remember, by doing all of this, you score yourself 3 marks. So the 3 marks, Tumza, it seems like it's less marks. But I'm telling you, you are not allocated too many marks for mathematical procedure, but it is allocated for you applying and understanding that for this question, it is relevant to use the cosine rule and not the area rule, not the sine rule, not the trig ratios, not the theorem of Pythagoras, but the cosine rule, with an understanding that all other rules are not applicable in this case. I hope that makes a perfect sense to you, honorable members. So 7.2 says, if x is equals to 2.4 units. Hey, if x is equals to 2.4 units, 7.2.1 says, calculate theta. How many marks? 3 marks, which means it's not a complicated thing. It shouldn't be that much complicated. It should be an easy thing. But how? Hey, guys, how do you deal with this type of what I can say is that make sure to use the numbering system used in the question paper. Don't just say 7.1 and you start answering there. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to give you a very nice big 0 because I don't know which question you'll be answering. So now they say if x is equals to that, this is 7.2 saying that. 7.2.1, they say calculate theta. This question allocated 3 marks. I'm not sure. How can we approach this question, honorable members?
Sir. Like
Tumza, you want to give it a try?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, rira mo Tumza, rira mo Tumza. Pathana.
So from that equation of constant is equal to x squared plus 3 over 4x, we're gonna substitute that given x value.
Also, to me, I attend a lesson. Phone ya hai ko kitchen, yena ko dining room. Hey, Tumza, let today phone ya ko kitchen.
No,
Hmm?
sir. No,
Ape ke sokolla ho kwa.
it's network.
But I heard you saying something substituting. Where are we substituting, Tooms?
We're gonna substitute where this is x, we're gonna substitute 2.4.
Oh, yes. 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 From the previous question, that's where we have theta. So we can just write exactly as it is, but where we see x, we substitute that. So that means we see we've got 2 point that squared plus 3 over 4 into 2 comma 4. So that means this angle can actually be equals to, we just remove that cos, and obviously you know that is arc sine. Yes, the arc sine of cos, or the second function of cos. What are we having? We have 2.4 squared plus 3 over 4 into 2 comma 4, and then you close all of that. What are we getting there, Dunza? Or Shreyas, have you punched it on a calculator? I know you are fast in this department. What are you getting there?
24.15 degrees.
Hey, I don't trust Dunza, guys. This one, she's not always leading us to the greener pasture. Do you guys believe her? Cindy, is she correct? Angithembi
Sir.
lo. Uqinisile lo muntu lo.
So I get
Hey,
24.14.
is it the same thing? Because Tumza got 13 million there. What are you getting, Shreyas?
So I'm getting 24.14.
24.14. Is this what you got, Tumza?
Yes, but
I also
here
got 24.14.
I heard a part from Tumza. Tumza, what is it, honorable member?
said they didn't run off.
Oh,
So they got 24.
they did not round off. Hey, Shreyas, did you not round off that? What is this number after Tumza?
It's 6.
66. Then it means it is supposed to be 24.15 degrees.
Yes.
Shreyas, is it supposed to be like this or like that?
So it's the second one, so it's right.
Okay, so be careful, guys. Be careful. Under information and instructions, the first page or the second page of your question paper says, if not specified, round it off to 2 decimal places. So it's very, very much important that you read that info before you start answering the questions. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. So now let's try to move on to the last question. This is 24 point, 15 and not 14. 15. Very, very much important to say degrees, because if you don't say 24.14 degrees, we don't know if those are the numbers for Lotto, guys. You might be giving some numbers for Lotto. But when I'm in a marking center, guys, I don't want to be assuming that you were calculating an angle there. I don't know if that's your birth or your age or whatever. Just make sure that you write down the units. I'm just checking if it's necessary to remove. I think it is. Let me just remove all of that. Also, I'm not sure about that. Let me just remove it also. So I hope you guys understand the importance of following the numbering system, and most importantly, mentioning the SI unit. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now the last question says, calculate the area of triangle PQR. Just 2 marks. Just 2 marks. So remember, guys, we said when you calculate the area, you need a side, and an angle in between. And this is the general formula for calculating the area of a triangle. That by sine of angle. An angle. What our angle? Our angle, we know it is that one. But do we have the sides? We have 3 there, but here it's in the form of x. Oh, they said x is equals to, what was it, 2,4? I think so. So that means maybe if we want to know that side, is it not that 2 and then x being 2,4? What is this, guys? Is it not 4,8? Can someone confirm there if this is 4,8?
It is 4,8.
Okay, so now we can confidently substitute. So sineu half, sineu 3, sineu 4.8, sineu sine, futhi sibe no theta, ubani theta, utheta 24.15 degrees. For those of you guys who got 24.14, I'm telling you guys, your new home will be the mountains. I'm telling you. Stola yini lapho? What are we tolling there? Someone is saying 2,95, and I know it's Dumza who said that. Is he correct in saying 2,95?
Yes, sir.
What is the unit?
I also got 2,95 units squared.
Yes, units squared, because area is measured in whatever units squared. So the units represent, it doesn't matter whether it's millimeters, centimeters, meters, kilometers, or whatever. So knowing mathematics, they normally give you an answer for correct substitution and for correct final answer with the correct SI units. That is how you score yourself full 2 marks. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So guys, I'm just not sure if there's someone who's got a question before I close the lesson for today. Are you guys happy, or is there someone who's got a question? So you guys don't want to respond to me.
No question, sir.
I'm going to
I've got a
consult with
question, sir.
Oh, someone has got a question. Yes.
Yes. So I'm asking, when do we use the sine rule?
When do we use the sine rule? Oh, okay. Okay. I know Cindy you missed my previous lessons, but the lesson that is going to play at 10 o'clock, make sure to also watch it. So it also covers the sine rule. So let's say we've got A, B, and C. So maybe let's say this is 4 units. We have an angle over there being 25 degrees, and then maybe we have what is it? Let's say we have another side, this side being 6 meters, that meters. So in this case, the question might say, calculate angle A. So in this case, you can't use the area rule because the area rule does not have angle. So we scratch it out. We are remaining with the cosine rule or the sine rule. So you must know the formula for that and the formula for that. Knowing the cos rule says you must have a side, and an angle in between. So we only have one angle there, which means if we use the cosine rule, we must be having this side and also knowing that side so that we can use an angle in between. But we don't know that side, which means we scratch this one out and we remain with our friend over there being sine. So now we do know very well that the formula says sine of angle over the opposite side. The opposite side is equals to sine of the angle over the opposite side. So that means we are going to have sine of angle A over this side being 4. It's equals to sine of angle 25 over, hey, no, it has to be sine of that over that side. Can you see there, Cindy? It has to be over that. And then there, sine of that over that. Then you just cross multiply. So you've got sine of angle A being equals to 6 sine of 25 degrees over 4. Then you can have arc sine or second function of sine over the whole of that being 6 sine of that over 4. I'm not sure, Cindy, in KZN, do you guys calculate or do you calculate? What do you guys do there in KZN, the Cindy's?
We
Lenzantoni
calculate.
up. You
Your
calculate.
calculator. Yes.
Or lia calculator lab.
Pass your calculator.
Oh, okay. So now, if you use your calculator to calculate all of this, what are you getting there, honorable member? I'm also not sure if you are punching it on a calculator or on a calculator. Me, I've got a calculator, Cindy. What are you having there?
I'm getting 39.34.
Hey. My young sisters not agreeing. Cindy. 3 years. Is she telling the truth? My bones are not agreeing here. 3 years. Hi. Tumza. Is she telling the truth?
So I got 39.34.
Okay. Cindy, are you happy there? In terms of how you use the sine rule.
Yes, sir, I'm happy. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone with a question before I close the lesson for today? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed my lesson for today, where we focused on this chapter, and this was our last question. Just make sure that if you need some more, you catch up on my Monday's lesson, and most importantly, at 10 o'clock a lesson will be playing. So guys, thanks very much for joining. As always, my name is Desmond and I'm out.
Thank you, sir.